Alright, everybody. I just wanted to do a sort of rant or discussion video on Apex because I feel like the community overall feels like they're getting fucked. And here's why. As you can see here, Apex Legends is pulling in insane revenue. If we look at these numbers, they've pulled in $2 billion in revenue since its release 3 years ago. And over the last year, a 40% increase in revenue, making Season 12 its most successful ever. And eventually, they bank on the game making $1 billion every single year. So, we know that EA and Respawn and Apex are in no shortage of funds and no shortage of financial success, but despite them bringing in more revenue than ever, this game has more fucking problems, arguably, than we've ever seen before. And I find it mind-blowing that Apex can be so big and so successful when it has some of the worst servers and bugs out of any AAA multiplayer game we've ever seen, or at least in recent memory. If we go to these free talk threads, it's only people talking about how the game is unplayable on Xbox. It runs better on mobile than on their Xbox. And this brings me back to when I was playing on a PS4 before I could afford a PC. There was updates that would come out that would completely just wreck console players' ability to play the game. And obviously everyone wants to be playing on a PC, but there's a fuck ton of players that are playing on console, and that side of the player base can't just be neglected. And Apex just doesn't seem to give a fuck. Like, if you are on an Xbox, it's like you have to find another game to play for a while. And that's what I had to do on PS4 a couple seasons ago. And like it's crazy. People are pissed. You can just read through this. Been playing since season 8. I can't speak for earlier seasons, but this is hands down the worst state the game has been for me. Like, people fucking hate what's going on in Apex right now. The events are uninspired, and the update rollouts are so shaky you don't even know if the game is going to work for the first couple days. Moving on to the game's popularity on Twitch. Let's give this page a refresh. We're getting massacred, boys. Apex Legends has the same amount of viewers as Warzone right now, a game that's supposed to be in the last months of its life cycle. Fortnite's beating us. Fall Guys is beating us by 50k viewers. Valorant is more than doubling what we got. This new game that only a couple people are playing, it seems, is beating us. GTA 5, 266,000 viewers right now, compared to Apex's 71. This game came out on the fucking PlayStation 3, man. Minecraft, only just below us. League of Legends, 233k. It's just insane. We're getting blown out of the water. Counter-Strike, 120k viewers, 50,000 more viewers. This is, need I go on? I don't think I need to go on. We're getting blown out of the water by games that are not as good as Apex. They're just run better, I guess. The community or the developers just take better care of their community for those games, I guess. The only viewing value that Apex brings to Twitch lately is competitive, like ALGS and like scrims. And outside of that, like it's nothing. The ranked grind this season is not nearly as popular as it has been because people don't like it. Only the big names are playing it. Imperial Hal, all them. The pub streamers like Timmy, they're playing Valorant. Like Shiv and Asu and Fade are literally single-handedly carrying the pub side of Apex Twitch. So what happens when the competitive side of Apex Twitch starts to fade away too? These statistics are mind-blowing. If we're looking at the Apex Twitch statistics. This is February 2022 when the game was booming. Game was big booming. People liked it. Hella people were playing. About 100,000 average viewers with about 6,500 channels streaming. We go to June 2022, it's about a 30% drop off in each of those categories, viewers and channels. It's not good. It's not looking good. Moving on, there is no casual way to play Apex anymore because control and arenas suck. Like, I'm not even going to entertain that idea as a casual way to play Apex because they're fucking boring and it's not Apex at its core. So moving on to pubs, there's rarely any reason to stick around in pubs anymore. Like, you're rarely with your team because everyone wants to go to a different place. Some people want to hot drop, some people want to land on the outside and loot all game. So it's like if you die and your teammates aren't with you, why would you not just instantly leave? And honestly, why would you not just leave even if your teammates are kind of in the same vicinity? Because by the time you get respawned, there's going to be 15 people left in the game. And it's just not going to be worth it. And it's going to be a 400 damage game. It's not fun for anybody. Like, due to the nature of hot dropping, I feel like it's the only thing worth doing in pubs. And that's not casual. That gets pretty sweaty, hot dropping and pub stomping. Because I don't personally want to land on the outside of the map and loot all game only to die and get 400 damage, or only to win and get 800 damage. I just don't think it's fun. I think this is a pubs issue as well. There's not enough map variety. I think one of the biggest advantages that Apex has over other games and other battle royales is that it has 4 maps that are all fucking sick. Like, you can have maps that kind of annoy you or have your favorite map and your least favorite map, but you can't tell me that any one of the 4 maps in Apex are bad. They're all great maps. They're all designed well and they're all fun to play on. They become bad and they become shitty when it's your only option. Like Stormpoint. Stormpoint's a cool map, but they shoved it down our throats so hard that it's getting really fucking annoying to not have seen Kings Canyon or Olympus or whatever in a while. Especially when, if you're not a Stormpoint fan and you have only a couple hours of the day to play and you hop on and ranked is still Stormpoint like it is all season, but then you got 2 hours of Stormpoint in pubs, you're like, oh cool, guess I'll go fuck myself and go play one of these other games that is evidently way more entertaining to watch than Apex. Like, I love Apex so much. It's probably my favorite first person shooter of all time. And it's going to take me a lot to stop playing Apex completely. But I will say, lately, I've been putting a lot of my time into Valorant. And I've been having a lot of fun, even though I'm dog shit. I'm way better at Apex than I am at Valorant. And I win way more and have more success in Apex. But Valorant has just been more fun for me lately because I don't know. Apex has its issues that they just seem to refuse to want to address, and I don't think that can lead anywhere good in the future. But I hope I never see that day where EA lets down their community so much that we stop playing, even though we still love it. Because I will always love Apex. Thanks for watching, everybody.